hotel where guests vanish, a room that doesn't exist, and a killer who's always one step ahead. I'm Detective Drayk, and tonight we're checking into a case where the walls have eyes, the doors have secrets, and the truth is buried under a mountain of lies. Why keep watching? Because by the end, you'll realize checking out was never an option. It started at the Grandview Hotel, a crumbling relic from the 1920s. The victim? Alex Carter, a travel blogger who'd booked room 309, a room the staff swore didn't exist. His last live stream showed him whispering, "There's someone else here," before the feed cut to static. When I arrived, the manager handed me a key to room 309. The audience, you, were with me as I climbed the creaking stairs. Remember when I hesitated at the third-floor hallway? You thought the killer might be waiting, didn't you? But the door to 309 was padlocked. Inside, the room was frozen in time. Dusty suitcases, a half-written journal, and a blood stain on the carpet, shaped like a handprint. The journal's last entry: "They're watching me. The elevator doesn't stop here. The numbers lie." I checked the elevator panel. No button for the third floor, but when I pried it open, I found a hidden button labeled B3, basement level 3. The suspects. First, the manager, Mr. Voss. He'd worked at the Grandview for 30 years, and his fingerprints were on Alex's journal. Then there was Lena, a maid who'd reported ghosts in the halls. And finally a guest named Clara, who'd checked in the same day as Alex and never left. In the basement, I found a network of tunnels behind a false wall, rusted cages, faded patient gowns. This wasn't a hotel, it was a former asylum, sealed off in the 50s. But the cages were new. Someone had been using them. The audience shouted, "Check the elevator shaft." Inside, I found Alex's camera and a coded message scratched into the metal. 725. A room number? A date? Then it hit me. The hotel's old wing. Room 725. The door was barricaded. Behind it, a surveillance room, monitors showing every guest's room. Mr. Voss had been watching them all. But the real shock: a file labeled guests, photos of missing people, including Clara. She wasn't a guest. She was Alex's sister, undercover, searching for him. The final twist. I confronted Mr. Voss, but he laughed. "You think I run this alone?" The elevator dinged. Clara stepped out, holding a knife. She wasn't looking for Alex. She'd killed him. Why? Because he'd discovered her secret. She'd been selling guests to a human trafficking ring using the hotel's hidden tunnels. The missing guests. They were never meant to leave. So you see, this case was anything but simple. A sister who became a monster, a hotel that fed on secrets, and a truth darker than the tunnels beneath it. But that's the thing about checkouts. Some exits don't lead to freedom. They lead to graves. The last guest was just the beginning.